WWE Evolution 2 card after Liv Morgan's injury. Monday Night of Raw is reportedly Dear Loves, welcome to WWE Family Show. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel, causing a ripple effect for the WWE Evolution card. Liv Morgan's injury has reportedly shifted some of WWE's creative plans for Evolution 2. The former Women's World Champion went one-on-one with Kairi Sane on this week's Raw, but Morgan suffered a dislocated shoulder early on that led to the match being called off. WWE has yet to announce a specific timetable for her return, but it appears the company is already planning for Morgan to be sidelined for at least the next month. According to WrestleVotes on WrestleBinge Backstage Pass, WWE is starting from scratch, with the all-women's Evolution 2 PLE on July 13th in Atlanta due to Morgan's expected absence from the card. I was told this morning that injury has caused a lot of the Evolution card to basically be scrapped, to be ripped up and starting from scratch because she was pegged for a big-time tag team match that isn't gonna happen now, WrestleVotes stated. That spot is gonna be filled by somebody else, and it's gonna have a lot of ripple effects. That tag team match was likely going to feature Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez facing the Bella Twins duo of Nikki Bella and Brie Bella after Morgan attacked Nikki on the June 9th episode of Raw. However, that wasn't the only potential match brewing for Morgan, as she has also interacted with current Women's World Champion Io Sky on Raw, with WWE hinting at a future showdown between the two superstars. No, only one match has been announced for Evolution 2 thus far, with Jacy Jayne set to defend the NXT Women's Championship against either Jada Parker, Jordynne Grace, Izzy Dame, or Lash Legend. Prior to Evolution 2, WWE also has Night of Champions on June 28th in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and Saturday night's main event on July 12th in Atlanta. Liv Morgan cemented herself as one of the top stars in the women's division last year when she defeated Becky Lynch to win the WWE Women's World Championship, and she's been featured in a prominent spot on WWE programming ever since. Unfortunately, it looks like Liv is going to be off TV for a while, as she dislocated her shoulder during a match with Kairi Sane on Raw this week. WWE recently confirmed that the Evolution Premium Live event is set to return next month, and it seems that Liv was set to play a big role at the show. On the latest episode of WrestleVotes Q&A on Sportskeeda WrestleBinge, WrestleVotes reported that Liv's injury has caused plans for Evolution to change. I was told this morning that injury has now caused a lot of the Evolution card to basically be scrapped, be ripped up and started from scratch because she was pegged for a big-time tag team match that isn't gonna happen now. So, that spot is gonna be filled by somebody else, and it's gonna have a lot of ripple effects, so it's unfortunate. Last week on Raw, Liv Morgan got into a heated confrontation with Nikki Bella. It was later reported that Brie Bella was in talks to return to WWE for a potential appearance at Evolution. It's been speculated that WWE could have potentially booked Liv Morgan Raquel Rodriguez versus the Bella Twins at Evolution, but obviously the company will have to go in a different direction now. Unfortunately, it could be several months before fans see WWE star Liv Morgan return from her recent shoulder injury, which may keep her out for most of the summer. During a recent WrestleVotes Q&A, it sounds like Morgan may be out for 3 months or so. Nothing is official, but that is what WrestleVotes heard from their sources. Just talking to a few people, obviously didn't talk to any doctors, so internet. Don't run wild with it. It's about 3 months she's gonna be on the shelf with the injury, WrestleVotes said. I asked a couple of people, and they said roughly around 12 weeks. Hopefully it's less, but a dislocated shoulder takes time. One thing WrestleVotes noted was the backstage reaction to Morgan's injury. Unlike fellow superstar Zoe Stark's recent scare, it was a lot more calm when Morgan got hurt. Both incidents took place with Kairi Sane in the ring. She dodged a kick by Morgan and pulled her to the ground. Morgan landed awkwardly, and you could see the expression on her face change. The Judgment Day took a major hit on this week's Raw as one of its core members, Liv Morgan, suffered a legitimate injury during her match against Kairi Sane. The Miracle Kid will reportedly be out for a while, and her potential absence would leave a huge void within the faction. However, it could prove to be a blessing in disguise for another WWE star who might bring a world title to the group. Roxanne Perez, who was recently introduced to the Judgment Day by Finn Balor, could become the women's world champion very soon. The Prodigy is currently an underdog in the Queen of the Ring tournament as she prepares to face Jade Cargill in the semifinals next week on Raw. However, Triple H could pull off a massive shocker by making Perez win the tournament at Night of Champions. The 23-year-old could go on to challenge Io Sky at SummerSlam for the Women's World Championship. WWE clearly considers Roxanne Perez as the future of the women's division. A title win at the biggest party of the summer could easily elevate her to main event status. Besides, this way, Perez could bring a world title to the Judgment Day after a long time. The Prodigy's place in the faction has remained a matter of debate and conflict on Raw. However, if she wins the Women's World title, it might lead to her officially joining the Judgment Day. Having the prestigious championship could help the 23-year-old earn respect from the other members of the faction, including JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio. For weeks, Roxanne Perez has been trying to replace Liv Morgan in the faction. Now that Morgan is seemingly out for a while, the former NXT star has the perfect chance to create an impact. Such an angle could help her to elevate her status, which could very well lead her to replace the Miracle Kid in the faction. The Judgment Day has been involved in an internal conflict for the past few months. WWE has been showing tensions between Liv Morgan and Finn Balor for a very long time. The two superstars have been involved in a power struggle within the group on Raw. During the backstage segments, the Prince is often spotted making faces over how things were being operated under Morgan. Now that the former Women's World Champion is potentially out, Balor could easily take over the group. He already has two members potentially on his side, JD McDonough and Roxanne Perez are on good terms with the former Universal Champion. Therefore, he might plan to alienate Dominic Mysterio and Raquel Rodriguez from the faction in the coming weeks to fully assert his authority. It could be an incredible twist in the Judgment Day's storyline that could reignite its momentum. Such an angle would be enough to generate fans' interest in the faction once again. Besides, upon Liv Morgan's return, she could easily go after Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez. Deb is a writer for the WWE column at Sportskeeda, India's leading sports and esports platform. With 3 years of experience in sports journalism, he has been writing compelling stories and analyses covering day-to-day aspects. His writing style is distinctive for its use of rhetorical devices, which allows him to elevate wrestling journalism beyond mere reporting. Deb has been an avid WWE cricket fan since childhood and believes the blend of his love for sports and knowledge of writing led him to become a sports writer. Given his love and passion for this industry, he has worked for several top firms both as a seasoned writer and as an editor. Apart from penning engaging articles, Deb has also done script writing for a few local short films and has directed and produced one of them. When the spotlight dims, he loves to escape into the world of web series and anime, indulging in the magic of storytelling. Liv Morgan suffered a dislocated shoulder seconds into her match against Kairi Sane on Raw. The match ended abruptly, but that's not all. It looks like the multiple WWE storylines Morgan was involved in will have to be changed on short notice. She might be out for a while. During the latest Quanda session on Sportskeeda Wrestle Binge, WrestleVotes issued an update on the Judgment Day member's injury. He stated that Liv Morgan will likely miss 3 months of action, which includes the Evolution PLE and SummerSlam. Yeah, unfortunate. Like Bill said, tough timing both career-wise and to be a women's superstar with the all-women's PLE coming up. Funny, Joe, that you showed that video. I was gonna mention the reaction that was back in Gorilla, a lot more reserved, a lot more calm than a few weeks ago when Zoe Stark got injured. So I take that as good news. The Wrestling Insider stated, "Just talking to a few people, obviously didn't talk to any doctors, so internet, don't run wild with it, but it feels like about 3 months she's gonna be on the shelf with the injury. So, tough luck all the way around, but hopefully it's a speedy recovery, and she comes back stronger than she was before. This is devastating news for Morgan, as she has been WWE's most consistent in-ring performer this year. Her programs with IYO Sky and Nikki Bella have been scrapped, while the Women's Tag Team Championship might have to be vacated. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez are among those who will be affected the most by this, since WWE will have to change their plans for the Judgment Day on the fly as well. Goldberg may have confirmed it himself. But it seems like WWE has made it official. The former Universal Champion is indeed retiring next month, following his match against Gunther at Saturday night's main event. Shortly after his return on Raw this week, WWE released Goldberg's Last Ride merchandise on their official shop. The shirt description has confirmed this is the WCW Legend's final match. Devesh Marani is a dedicated sports writer and specializes in creating WWE content. He has been contributing on Sportskeeda since 2018, after years of developing a passion for football and pro wrestling. Devesh has also represented Sportskeeda at multiple